Thank you.
Okay, so nobody say anything nasty or naughty. Well, actually, I think you maybe better say something nasty or naughty. Anyway, and do we want to highlight Raymond? Is that correct, Susie?
Yeah, you want to spotlight him.
Yeah, let me do that. So
you do that.
See, spotlight. Woo woo.
Ooh.
Okay. Now, you know what, Raymond? Okay, so ladies, for those of you who don't know, this is Raymond Crawford.
I can't believe you see all this junk behind me.
But it's obviously you're a busy man and having to do your work. So for those of you who didn't know, yesterday was Raymond's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And he posted approximately 400 photographs, images of himself between the ages of 0 and 21 or something.
Yeah.
Only 400?
Lots of hair.
Every time I'd be like, oh my God, it's another picture of him. So
it was either that or my usual diatribe. So I thought on my birthday, I'm going to do something very PC, very sweet, family oriented, you know, all of that. So that's what, for my birthday, I was treating everyone to a respite from my usual.
Now, did you do anything fun for your birthday?
I did not.
Oh.
I worked. Here's my schnauzer.
Oh, okay.
It's laying backwards. It's kind of laying back. And that's my Siamese cat I used to have. And where's my famous baby picture?
Yeah.
Oh, this is
on the rug.
No, this is me at high school graduation. Look at the hair.
Look at that hair.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So my family's always been big pictures and video. That's me.
Oh, that's cute.
Cute.
Chubby baby.
Hey, where's the rug?
No rug.
Bearskin rug.
No, but I do have so the rug they laid me on the kitchen counter, you know, the old tile counters.
Yeah.
Where they threw me in the sink for a bath.
Yep. Yes. I have one
picture.
I have one of those of my daughter.
Yeah.
I have one of my daughter. We were going to, I think it was her first visit to go to a spot and snorkel. So I had her put this mask and the snorkel on in the bathtub to practice. So I have a photograph of her laying on her stomach with this giant mask and snorkel on. And so when her high school said, we want you to submit a baby.
No.
Oh. Gave them that one. She was little. And of course, they did the photo in such a way that her rear end was not showing.
Oh, lucky for her.
They took that picture next to their graduation picture.
Oh.
Yes, I did subject my daughter to that mean stuff. I admit it.
So who is new to this call that wasn't on the last call?
I don't think Deborah Thomas was here, and I don't.
No, I wasn't here the last time when we were on the call with him, or when you. Yeah, I missed that one.
I wasn't here.
Okay, so who else is here? Let's see. Judy, were you here the last time Raymond had us?
I was.
Okay.
Definitely.
And
Linda?
I was not.
Who's saying that?
Eleanor.
Linda Taboni.
Linda Taboni, where are you? I have to.
Linda Taboni, I know her from Facebook.
Yes, you do, Raymond.
You should know me from Facebook too, Raymond. I see your snarky comments.
Carolyn Morrow?
Me?
Yes.
What?
No, are you on Facebook?
Hello.
I'm on Facebook, but I'm not
Yes.
Following you.
Well,
I'm
who
not your
else?
friend.
Who else? Let's see, Elizabeth Havel. I've seen her name.
I was here.
Linda Taboni. Who else?
Zeus?
Okay. So as I'm looking at all of you ladies.
No.
Okay, whoever's talking on the phone, mute yourself, please. Let's see. I'm going through everybody and I'm putting your names in the ever famous bucket because we do have a drawing this evening and we are raffling one of Raymond's canvases.
Which one?
And
Ooh.
I'm raffling this canvas, which is the ornament that has the gumballs, which I think is cute. So this is out of the trunk show. And then the other raffle item is, this is from a company called Hug Me in Louisiana. They actually used to have their studio in Menlo Park, California, and they sold to a woman who operates out of New Orleans or Metairie. And this is, it is a fold over.
So, Linda, you might want to spotlight yourself so everybody can see.
Yeah, go large.
Okay, I'm going large. Okay, hang tight. I'm going to do it now.
I'm doing the same thing, Suzanne, coughing. Must be the weather.
Uh-oh.
No, that's me.
Oh, sorry.
This, if I know I'm split screened with Raymond.
What is it?
No, you're not.
This is it's a carrier for your canvas and project. These
Oh,
pockets. So this pocket is nice and large and it holds a canvas.
Oh.
And these other smaller pockets can hold your tools. The rings you can put your threads on. And what you do, you fold it over, you tie it, and you can put it in a bag or a carry-on luggage when we're all traveling again.
Nice.
Or
Or just to go from the bedroom to the living room.
The guy who heads up Pfizer, I'm just going to mention, is Greek. So the Greeks invented vaccines too. Just letting you know.
Show the canvas again. I think I know which one it
The
is.
canvas is the gumballs.
Gumball machine.
which one?
I like Sandy's nook. I like that little cabinet nook behind Sandy.
Yeah, the machine. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yes.
Do you see?
Yeah, I want to win it.
There we go.
Me too.
Okay, well, here's the lucky one, Sandy. It's going in, baby. You never know.
Thank you.
Oh, Raymond, I wanted to ask you a question because you may have answered this already, but I don't know if I remember what the answer was. Is what got you into designing needlepoint?
I decided to leave retail because I was bored with it and I wanted to work for myself. And I wanted to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I was not drawing and painting in my job in retail like I felt like I was born to do.
And had you done artwork prior?
And needlepoint?
No, just in general for your own satisfaction or
Yeah, yeah, as a hobby. I came out of the womb with a crayon in my hand. I mean, I was born with. In fact, if I was smart, I would have brought my scrapbook out here, and I could do show and tell. You know, I've got pictures back to, before the first grade. Still.
Wow.
So when
Go ahead.
When did you become aware of needlepoint?
Needlepoint? Back in let me think a minute. It was in Chicago because we were living in Chicago. Another designer had asked me, "You want to paint for me?" as extra money. I said, sure. No, this was actually in Dallas, so this was in the mid 80s. So I said, sure, I'll try it. And I tried it and I didn't like it because number one, I was working for someone else and trying to meet someone else's standards. And I didn't really care for it at the time. And that was probably in 1986, 87, something like that. 85, 86, 87. And then I was working for Neiman Marcus at the time. And in 88, I moved from Dallas to Chicago and continued to work in retail in Chicago. But then I left in 1996 and I decided that I wanted to get back into it because I thought I could do something a little bit different than what was being presented in the market at the time. The funny thing, my original aim was not to do Christmas because there was so much Christmas in the market. I thought, I'm going to blaze my own trail and not do any Christmas. I'm going to be a renegade. Well, that lasted about a year. And I soon realized that you're going to have to do Christmas. So, and it was fine. But beyond that, I thought, there's other topics, themes that I could go into besides just Christmas.
So Raymond, Raymond recently designed a St. Francis of Assisi, which, so St. Francis, of course, is the patron saint of San Francisco. So I bought one, but of course we're awaiting these long lead times right now. And we're trying to.
And then I did St. Clair of Assisi.
Right, which is the patron saint of needlepointers. Is that correct?
Yeah, needlework. Yeah.
Needlework. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, and I haven't done any more. I want to do more saints. And someone has asked me if I was getting a religious conversion or something. Because
and that's a really good question. I kind of wondered that myself.
No, religious, it's not religious. I would say more spiritual, seeking answers, which we may never have.
As we all must do, correct?
That's right.
We all must do. Yeah.
Curious, the curiosity factor.
Right, which is a sign of intelligence. It's good. I'm glad.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to be curious.
How do you get, what inspires you that you start, like you started on St. Francis, etc.? What inspires you? How do you come up with ideas?
I look at media, and I look at the news, I look at media, I look at advertisements, I look at catalogs, I look at, just all sorts of things. We go shopping every weekend, even though my partner works for Neiman Marcus in retail. You would think he wouldn't want to go into retail, but we do on the weekends. So, and I guess even my great uncles, they were general store owners. So maybe I was born to be a merchant. I don't know. I just like the whole world of creating a product, and I think that's part of it, creating a product from scratch and then branding it and marketing it and advertising it and then selling it to the customer and hoping for a reorder, resell, So I would be happy if it wasn't needlepoint. I would be happy if I was doing T-shirts or sprockets or snow globes or something else. But it just happened to be needlepoint because it was the easiest thing for me. It was the easiest thing for me to to get into with little to no overhead.
Mhm.
Well, I'd like to put in a plug for Santa Lucia,
Okay.
the Saint of Light that's part of the celebration of light in the Scandinavian countries.
Oh, okay. No,
Well,
I
if
think
we're making suggestions, I'm going to go for Saint Cecilia, who is the patron saint of music and singers.
we have a St. Cecilia church and school about 3 minutes from the house here. It's funny you should mention that. I believe she's from Hungary.
I don't know where she's from, actually. I should know if she's from Hungary, though.
I think it's Hungary. I could be wrong.
Saint Stephen is the patron saint of Hungary, but that doesn't mean Cecilia doesn't come from there.
Let's look and see. I could be.
Okay.
No, I'm thinking of Saint Elizabeth. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth is Hungary.
Yeah, Saint Elizabeth of Hungary. That's it.
Yeah. I don't know what she's patron of.
I don't know either, but when I put those on Instagram, I was getting a lot of suggestions, which is fine.
I'm going to interrupt just 1 second. Stephanie Wong, you just sent a chat that someone's having trouble getting in. Is that correct?
Yes.
Carolyn Stohan up in Seattle can't get the link to work, so she's asking for the actual meeting ID and password. And I was trying to find it on your calendar for her to join us.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll try to get it on my phone.
Okay. If you post it in the chat, I'll copy it into a text.
Okay. Okay. I can do it.
Thank you.
Carry on. Carry on.
I like that, and I was thinking about this last night. I was looking at Pinterest, and I was looking at mid-century advertisements, illustrations, the whole world. And I even posted, I think last night or this morning, Norman Rockwell. I've always been a big fan of Rockwell, not necessarily because of the themes, but because of how he was able to capture just the common man, I guess. And I was lucky enough to be a docent in Chicago for a Norman Rockwell exhibition for about 6 weeks. So I had to learn his biography and learn all the paintings, went through training, and then I had to take a test and got through all that. But I really, really, really enjoyed that. It was a volunteer job, no pay. I really enjoyed that because I got to meet people from around the world, number one, but also to see the paintings up close that I've always seen, on the print. And I just like the whole world of illustration.
Could you, would you then paint a Norman Rockwell in your own version, or is it copyright, or they're copyright?
Oh, no, I wouldn't even go that direction. Yeah, that's a copyright issue. But I just use his as an example, but I like the whole world of illustration, even from, the 1800s, from the 1890s all the way up to recently. But we don't do that much illustration anymore in our advertising. It's more photograph.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan. I mean, I have several prints of his here, and we had a puzzle one time that we got, and so even if but I got one of yours. I didn't realize it was your in San Diego.
Okay.
The sunflowers and the hydrangeas, and my dad was from Kansas, so
good.
I've got the sun, and then my brother, I always think of him with the hydrangeas. Do you know, how did this come to you when somebody was asking for your inspiration?
You know what? It's funny, I've always liked sunflowers. In fact, that picture I showed you, it's funny you should bring this up. I don't know what it is, but I've always liked sunflowers. And back in the 1970s, show you this picture. I did a painting because I always worked on paintings at home. I did paintings
Oh,
And in the background, you'll see a painting of sunflowers,
yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
but
Oh,
in
yeah.
big bold colors.
Right.
Huh? Wow, that's
And
cool.
although I was trained in oil painting, I got bored with oil painting because it would never dry quick enough for me.
Right.
So I switched to acrylic, and this is like from 1970. I probably painted that in 1970.
Wow.
So I don't know. I've always liked sunflowers. I liked Van Gogh sunflowers.
And
Maybe that's it.
It could be that, or it could be her server is funky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Her internet connection.
Yeah, true. So when you painted in your youth, then you started in oils, and then what? You went to acrylic?
Well, the way it happened is there was a lady down the street, just a block and a half down the street, and she converted their game room, whatever you want to call it, into an art studio to teach oil painting to children. And her limit was 12 years old and older through high school. And it was during the summer, and it was $1 for 3 hours, like on a Tuesday during the summer. And so my mother heard about this lady artist, and she insisted, dragged me down there. You need to take my son. Well, how old is he? He's 11. Well, I don't take 11, I take 12. You've got to have my son. So I'm sure my mother pushed me into like Gypsy, the musical Gypsy, you know, the stage mother.
Right.
And I ended up being there for at least 5 or 6 years.
Oh, wow.
So you worked mainly in oils, and then what? You transferred.
And then I switched to acrylic. When acrylic became really popular in the 70s, like late 60s, 1968, 69, 70, it was, you know, Liquitex was the big company, and the bright colors and pop art and all that was happening, that whole genre. So I switched over because I didn't feel like I wanted to wait 2 weeks for my painting to dry. And you know, when you're at home and you're a kid, where are you going to put your painting to dry without it getting messed up somehow?
Right.
So I switched over to acrylic.
When I in Tennessee, my art studio was in the attic, and the oil dried really quickly.
I bet. Yeah. So, yeah, I switched over to acrylic, and then I had a really good high school art teacher. In fact, I posted about her yesterday on my Facebook page, and she's still alive. She's in her 90s now.
Wow.
But she was really, really good, and not so much about, not necessarily about a specific art application, but there were other things that she did that stretched our brains into different directions that I never would have expected. Like every Tuesday, we had to turn in a 1-page artist report. And I can't remember if she chose the artist or we did, but we had to write a 1-page biography of an artist. So that meant, you know, there's no computer, so you had to go to the encyclopedia.
Okay, so Carol Stolhand is now here.
Yay!
I am. Thank you.
Hi, Carolyn. I finally get to meet her.
Okay, I am muting people because somebody has a TV on or something, and it's creating some background noise. And so you can unmute yourself if you want to ask Raymond a question. So I'm not
No problem. I can mute.
trying to be rude. I'm just wanting to, you know, feature Raymond because he was the birthday boy yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Birthday.
Thank you.
So you've been painting since you were really young.
Yeah.
And then your interest transferred to needlepoint when this artist asked you to paint on.
Well, I didn't stick with it. I only did it for maybe 6 months because it really didn't. I already had a job, and it was going to be more or less like extra money on the weekends. It was just, it was kind of a hit and miss thing. I never really took it serious. And I didn't want to learn to stitch, and I didn't want it was too confining. I still don't stitch. And so I kind of put it away. But when I was getting more and more disgusted with retail and decided to want to work for myself, I thought, well, what do I know that I can do on my own quickly that I can create a product and get it out there and get paid? And it was needlepoint. And it also, I have a short attention span. So it was perfect because I can come up with the product, paint the product, send it to the paint service, and I'm done. And now I can do another one and do the same thing and then send it off, and then I'm done. And so it was perfect. So I was able to use my knowledge of wholesale retail that I learned over years. And also my dad was kind of a self-made man. He had his own insurance agency. So I kind of watched him run his own business. So, all these different things came into play. And I'm sitting here at the desk that he had for almost 50 years.
Oh, that's nice.
So,
so I'm trying to spotlight Raymond again, and I'm spotlighting Stephanie Wong. Though you are lovely, Stephanie, I am going to spotlight Raymond.
I wonder if it would be possible, I came in just a little bit late, to see a picture of his St. Francis.
Oh,
did anyone
have a photo, Raymond, of St. Francis of Assisi?
Let's see. I'll pull it up on my phone, on my new website.
Right.
Let's see. Where is he? Here it is. Oops. Let me shrink it down. Can you spotlight me?
Yeah, I did. So hold it up higher. There you go. Can you see it, Fairlyn?
No.
Oh, you cannot see it? Because you're not on video right
Linda,
now.
it's not, he's not spotlighted.
Oh.
I'm not spotlighted.
Oh.
Wait, there you are.
Okay. So let's see here. What did I do? Okay, is he spotlighted now?
No.
Okay,
yes.
My choices at the top are to chat or pin him. They are not to spotlight him. So let me do this.
Okay, well, each person could pin him and then you can see him.
Yeah.
So if you hover over his picture, there's 3 dots. Click those and push pin.
As long as you are talking, your picture's in the front. When you stop talking, his picture.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Am I spotlighted now?
Yes. You were momentarily.
Oh, okay. So this is St. Francis.
All right. Oh, excellent.
Okay, everybody stop talking and let Raymond talk.
Okay, I'm going to talk A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is St. Francis. I don't know what else to say.
Well, he is the patron saint of San Francisco.
And I'll do more saints. I don't know. I've got so much. I've got so many ideas in my head. I really don't know what to do next. To be honest with you, I've been painting some orders this week just to get them out. Because with the paint service being at 4 months turnaround, and there were some mistakes in shipping. I didn't have the heart to tell the shop owner, you need to wait till March. So I've been painting some orders just to get them out so they can get to the customer. So I think tomorrow is Saturday. I can circle back and start thinking what I want to do next. I've got a special project coming out that Amy Bunger is working on, but I'll let her reveal it in December. It's
And
going.
did Amy sell her business?
I don't think she's selling it. I think she's trying to retire. And she, in a text the other day, it was OMG, I'm never going to retire or something of that nature. So she's trying, but she's not succeeding because she, you know, it's like, what was the line in The Godfather? They just keep pulling me back in.
Yeah, right.
So, but I'm working on a project with her that she'll show in her December newsletter. And we just did yours with June.
Right.
And I'm a one man band. I paint, I get it manufactured, I do the shipping, I do my billing. You know, I have no help. So if there's always a reason to be slow or miss shipments because I'm a one man band.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, a lot of people are, and some are and some are not. Some have staff. I don't have staff.
Yes, that's right.
I wish I had staff, but I don't.
You said you were kicking around some ideas, but you don't know. Can you share some of the ideas just as curiosity?
You know, to be honest with you, off the top of my head, I just need to chill and I have them on my phone. I generally put them on my phone. That's my file cabinet, and I go back and go, oh yeah. It's I don't think it's anything earth-shattering or there's really nothing new. It's just retooling something and making it look new. There are no new ideas. I'll tell you, I am twirling in my head, and I even got a book on Dorothy Draper recently. That she was a 1930s, 40s, 50s interior designer who did bold prints on prints and bold color. And one of her big famous projects is the Greenbrier in West Virginia or Virginia. Is it West Virginia?
That's the one that Rudy the Prep is always featured.
Rudy the Prep and that damn club. It's like he's always there. But Dorothy Draper, I mean, she was a bold interior designer who just broke all the rules. And her company is still in business. I mean, it was taken over by someone else, but essentially it's the same look. So, like tomato red with teal green, with black and white checkerboard, just crazy. But in classic motifs, like with a Greek urn, it was just crazy stuff. But I think my biggest obstacle is I like to do bigger things, but bigger things are more expensive things, and more expensive things don't necessarily sell as quickly as gumball canvases.
Mm-hmm.
So there's what I want to do, and then there's what will sell.
Right.
And it's always about the reorder. It's always about the customer coming back in to buy something else.
But that's the beauty of your portfolios. You can do the big designs, and if someone orders it, you can have it done.
Well, that's true. But I've been doing, the only thing large lately I've done are the big finials, the red Christmas tree topper finials. Those have sold really well. But they're tall and skinny. And I'm thinking outside of Finials, I guess my biggest pieces are Judaica talus bags. Looking around here. Or the big Santa face pillow. That's 14 by 14 with the big face. He's done really well, but again, it's very simple. And I'm also trying to do more simple, less detailed designs. Because again, it's quicker to paint and cheaper to produce. And will be cheaper, less expensive in the store. So I always try to keep these things in my head. So because it affects your shop and it affects the customer's pocketbook.
Do you ever do custom work for people?
No. If someone says, hey, I have an idea, and I get these, they'll say, do X, Y. In fact, the most recent one was the I Love Needlepoint heart.
Yeah.
That I just showed. That was done. I had the idea, but the whole motif was in collaboration with another shop owner out of state. So I'll always, I'm open to ideas. If someone has a good idea, like you did with the pumpkin canvas and the wheat.
Well, in the cable car a long time ago.
In the cable car, yeah. I will listen to anything. And now the Zodiac.
Oh, I can't wait. So for those of you who didn't know already, so Raymond does a series of Zodiac canvases.
I used to.
Well,
at one time.
Raymond is going to redo them for Linda.
She's pushed me into it.
Because
she's very persuasive.
I've scheduled a trunk show with Raymond and another vendor who I'll mention to you later. That is all Zodiac. Because, hey, come on. When we don't have the answers, we look to the stars, right?
That's right.
So, and I can't wait to get mine. Cause I'm a Sag. So
what if I do them on that 5-inch oval? That would be a good size.
It's small. I like the ones that are 8 by 8 or 10 by 10 better.
Yeah.
Then I could put mine on a tote bag, and then everyone can ask me when my birthday is.
Well, that's true too.
Yeah, right?
That's true too. Maybe I'll do both. Maybe a big square and an oval, because some people may want to do
some ornaments or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. That is possible. So now, when you worked in retail, who did you work for?
Neiman Marcus and Barney's, New York.
Oh,
in Chicago.
And then but you weren't on the floor, you were a designer.
I was Mr. Display.
You were the display man. I love it.
Mr. Display.
Yeah, okay. So you did the windows, or you did the displays within the stores? Or?
I was the manager for the department.
Oh, I see. Okay, gotcha. So that must have been a really tough job. Yeah.
Yes.
And how did you come up with your ideas? Were your inspirations like they are now, or did you sort of evoke other?
Well, more often than not, companies want you to work within parameters, and quite often they will tell you what we're doing as a company and what they're looking for. I mean, there's always flexible room for interpretation, but there's always some guidance, and maybe that's what stuck in my craw is someone telling me how they wanted it to be, and I was going, yeah, but I think we need to do this. So, and that's fine. So my partner, he's much more affable, and I guess getting older, I just went, nah, I think I'm done here. So that's when I got out.
Yeah. And you decided not to stay in Chicago.
The reason we moved to Dallas, which is where I'm from, is because at the time of my parents' passing, there was the house I was raised in. And we were living in a cramped apartment, and he was in between jobs, and his car just got stolen, and my business was taking off. So it was almost like we were being sent here.
Yeah, yeah, the forces.
So the forces, actually, it worked in our favor because he got a job within 6 weeks, got a new car, and the rest is history.
Got it. Do you miss Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great city.
I miss it more than he does, and he's from Chicago.
Oh, interesting.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of aspects I miss. There's maybe 2 or 3 I don't miss. 2 or 3 out of 100.
Yeah.
One, it's expensive to live there.
Well, but we're all in California, so don't talk about it.
I know.
Yeah.
See you now.
So you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
It's expensive, but then there's the snow, which really didn't bother me that much. Because really, in the coldest part of the season, I was usually busy getting ready. Either I was going to a show in California for 10 days, or I was busy getting ready for a show coming up in June. So my focus was not on the snow on the ground, but was more, I had my head down on the drawing board. So
yeah, there you go.
The snow was, it could be inconvenient. Yeah, it was a pain in the butt to deal with, but I just kind of went on and.
Were you near downtown?
No.
Oh.
We were just north of Wrigley Field.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where you were. Yeah, I have.
About 10 minutes because of traffic and traffic lights, 10 minutes north of Wrigley Field.
Okay. Well, it is a wonderful city, but those of us from California, there is that one problem. It's called the weather. And obviously we've become so used to this weather here that anywhere else we think about going, I
know.
Where else in the world other than the Mediterranean, because we have a Mediterranean climate, can we have this kind of weather? So
well, last weekend here in Dallas, the humidity was like 30%. It was 72 degrees. There was a breeze. And I called it Beverly Hills weather because when I was in Santa Monica back in January at Aristea, it was just like that. And I said, oh my God, this is like Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Santa Monica. I mean, the air was crisp and clean. It was a slight breeze and no humidity. It was just
perfect.
So you're right. I get the weather.
Well, yeah. So that's why we pay what we
big
pay.
Bucks.
Yeah. I don't want to say that, but we definitely are one of the highest real estate markets in America.
Right.
I think New York, we even rival, some parts of it rival New York City.
Yeah.
So.
And see, I could probably live in New York City. I like that urban.
The vibe.
Pace. But then again, this afternoon, I was sitting in my backyard just watching the leaves fall. So
yeah,
I have to have my escape hatch. And I had that in Chicago because we lived in a very quiet neighborhood that was very walkable. It was very quiet. It was close to a European village for shopping. And so I had my escape hatch. And, Dallas is one big suburban escape hatch. So there's really, everywhere you go, it's the same. It's, there's nothing really too different. But New York, you got Central Park, or you can go, upstate or downstate too. But I like that whole urban pace. I've always, and having grown up in Dallas, in this house, I've always felt it was kind of odd that I was always attracted to that urban style. And when I moved to Chicago in '88, my mother it was not pretty because I was moving north of the Mason-Dixon line. And that was a problem. And you think I'm kidding.
Did you get the vapors?
Yeah.
Did you get the vapors? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For about 16 years, she got the vapors.
Oh my God.
So she never could wrap her brain around me being there. Bless her heart.
I
Of
married
course,
a
my
Yankee
dad was the
Raymond.
opposite. My dad was jealous.
Oh,
He was more, yeah, I wish I could go. You know, that type of thing.
right.
The big adventure.
There you go.
Were you a Cubs fan?
No, I'm not really a sports fan, but I will say I went to one Cubs game and it was okay. But I went to a Bulls game. And I had never been to and saw Michael Jordan play. And that was like the craziest, most fun sports thing I've been to.
Mm-hmm.
Because based on what I saw, it was everything but the basketball game. The basketball game came second compared to everything else. The in-betweens, the crazy stuff going in the audience, and the hot dogs and the beer and this and that.
Yeah.
And what they would do on the court in between plays, it was like Ringling Brothers. It really was like a circus. So that was fun. But baseball bores me.
Baseball can be slow.
It's like, and they end the game and it's like 2-4 or something that's stupid. It's like, what?
I know.
after 3 hours.
Oh my God, that is so funny. Anyway, all right. Well, so I think we should do the drawing because I don't know, Raymond is getting close to his bedtime. Right? I mean,
yes.
10 to 9. I was going to ask if you've had your ice cream yet.
Funny you should ask. I had it right before I came on. You know me too well.
I know. Well, you mentioned it the last time because I never forget anything.
I guess.
You know, I don't know why that is, but I don't. So, okay. So girls or ladies, excuse me. So we are, again, we're raffling off one of Raymond's canvases, which is the oval with the gumball machine. And then the other thing we are raffling, oops, I just dropped the canvas, excuse me, is this canvas holder by Hug Me. And so let's do the canvas holder first. And so I'm going to dip in the bucket. So I'm holding the bucket up high.
Did you add Carolyn Stolhand's name?
I did.
Yay. Okay.
Oh, I know. I'm Johnny on the spot or Linda on the spot, whatever you want to say. Okay, so for the canvas holder, the name I've picked is Judy Hecht.
Way to go, Judy. Woohoo.
Yeah. Judy, you won, darling. And then for the canvas, for the little canvas, and yes, if you are far away, I'm happy to ship to you. So let's do the canvas. Let's see. We're kind of reaching in. Denise Park.
Yay,
so,
Denise.
So the canvas holder is Denise Park, and then the canvas is Judy. Or no, the other way around.
No, the other way around.
Yeah, canvas by Raymond is Denise. And the canvas holder is Judy. Okay. So Judy, you live in town. You can come by and pick yours up. And Denise Park, I will ship yours to you. So,
Who's watching The Queen's Gambit?
Well, somebody said that it's wonderful.
That's why I started watching it. It's really good.
It is?
And I was just curious if anybody here was watching it.
Is it kind of like The Crown?
No.
No.
It's nothing like that.
No, it's about chess.
Oh, it is about chess. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why I wasn't going to watch it, but my friend said, no, you need to watch it.
I watched it. It's great. It's great.
It has a good soundtrack and good music score.
Everything.
And
everything.
it makes chess exciting, which I never thought was possible.
You're right. But as much as it's about chess, it's not about chess.
Right.
But it's about chess. So if that makes any sense. I think the actress that plays the girl, she's beautiful and she has a very unusual look. And it's very poignant. So far, I think we're on episode 3 or 4, where they just went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
Is it a Netflix thing or?
Netflix.
It's very unusual. It's a very unusual storyline, and you get hooked on the first episode.
Yeah, Linda, it's great. You'll love it.
Okay, I'll look it up. I'll look it up. Well, they just restarted the Curse of Oak Island last night, and of course I had to watch.
What is that?
Oh, you guys don't know what that is? Oh my God.
What is the name?
The Curse of Oak Island.
Okay.
So just stop already. Let's not be judgmental. So I love these shows where people go out and, there's some sort of treasure to be found. And supposedly Oak Island, which is off the coast of Nova Scotia, there have been many accounts that when the Knights Templar left Europe, those who were able to escape, because of course they were persecuted by the King of France and the Pope, that they came to the Americas. So there were several accounts that they had come to Oak Island. And because the Knights Templar were brilliant engineers, that they brought this treasure to Oak Island. And the rumor of one of the treasures was the Holy Grail, that because the Templars were the keepers of the Grail, that they brought the Grail to the Americas. And so it's these two brothers, the Lagina brothers.
Is this reality?
Yes, it's real. Stop. It's real.
I think I've heard of this.
And these guys have made Oak Island look like Swiss cheese. I mean, they have basically drilled everywhere you could possibly drill. Well, in last night's episode, they did find some gold. So now the Lagina brothers, who have probably invested $3 billion in trying to find perhaps what is 2 ounces of gold, that they really think that there is credence to the fact that it could be Templar gold. They're not sure, but I love that. I love the fact that they're they're so dedicated to this whole project, and of course, I want them to win. I want them to find the gold. I want them to find the Holy Grail. It would be great. I mean, I think anyway. So there you go.
Linda, my husband will not miss one of those episodes. That is a must in our house. You two would get along really well.
Oh, I love it. Someone else who loves Oak Island besides me.
But I tell them they won't find anything because then there won't be a next season.
Right. Then that's the end
they'll
of the
just
show.
keep going. But
That's true.
he's just like you. He loves it.
Yeah. Well, at one time they actually did a series, but they cut it off, and I don't know why they cut it off. But the series was trying to find the Flying Dutchman mine. And it's these men that go into the Arizona desert to try to find the Flying Dutchman mine. And I mean, they have all this evidence, and they like they have to go over Native American land, and oh, we don't want to get cursed and blah blah blah. And of course they never found it, but it was only one season, but it was like my favorite show because I wanted him to find the gold. I wanted him to find it. But my thinking too, I mean, if someone found the Holy Grail, I think we all would have known about it.
I
it would
think
have
so.
been on the news, or Anderson Cooper would be talking about it. But I kind of feel like that would be so cool if they uncovered it and found all these artifacts. It would be really great. So, okay, well, that's a key into my personality. So there
Did
you
you
go.
watch? Have you watched Ratchet?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I miss all the good stuff. Okay.
See, that whole design, production design of Ratchet was a Dorothy Draper
Oh, okay.
exercise in design.
Oh, so that's why you're getting into Dorothy Draper.
No, I was in the past, but it reignited it.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That color scheme and that
I Googled it while you were talking about her, and wow.
Yeah.
I can't wait if you do some of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's
I
awesome.
think I'll do like maybe 9x9 or 10x10 pillows or rectangles. The Greek key motif and old colors. I've always been drawn to the old bark cloth pattern draperies, from the 40s.
Yeah.
I always thought that those would be easy to needlepoint because they're done. So they're painted like a paint by number kit. They're very specific. There's no blending. They're very color separated specific. So
it would be good for needlepoint.
Maybe.
Hey, she was a Sagittarius, so she had to be great.
Who?
Oh.
Dorothy Draper, November 22nd. Yeah.
Oh, she's on the cusp.
My husband is the 24th, so.
Well, he's already over.
He's over, yeah.
Over the line.
And then I'm really in it. And it says she suffered from Alzheimer's. That's sad.
Really?
Wow. Towards the end.
Yeah, she was very, very interesting designer. So I like that her sense of color. It's very over the top, but I like that late 40s, early 50s look anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That whole period after the war, but before the 1960s.
Right. Yeah, I have to say, because I remember the 60s more, probably late 50s, early 60s.
Well, I don't remember anything from the 50s because I was too young, even though I was born in 54.
I remember distinctly my mother telling me, she goes, oh, Hawaii became a state. So I remember all of that. I remember from like age 3 or 4.
Well, I don't. But I think my first memory was first grade, so that would put me at 1960.
Okay.
I remember my first day in first grade, so that was about 1960.
Okay.
Even though I was born in 54. So the first 5 years of my life, I have no memory.
It's a blur.
It's all a blur.
That's right. That's right. Well, you never know.
It may come back.
Maybe aliens came to visit you and you didn't even know it.
I had a friend who told me that story.
Really?
Seriously. And I just went, really?
You doubted them?
They thought they were visited by aliens?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just went, okay.
You doubted them? Come on.
You know, the sad thing, because he's no longer with us, he was so sincere about it, and he had such a crazy, messy upbringing. It's kind of hard to dispute.
I will tell you that my family, my father had a cousin that had tuberculosis. And so back then, besides the sanitarium, they sent you off to Arizona. So he and his wife and family moved to Scottsdale. And my parents moved to California in 1958. So I was 3 or 4. And my dad made this big announcement. We're going to go visit Steve Vlassis in Scottsdale. So we go to Scottsdale. Well, what do? They decide to have, because it's so hot there, they had a huge barbecue at night. And I remember as a kid, this copper disc flying over our heads, and everybody in the party went, "Oh, look, a flying saucer," and acted like it was no big deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's common. Yeah.
And
I used to live in Arizona, and it's common for people to believe in flying saucers there.
They go, "Oh, look, a flying saucer," and I remember as a kid, like, oh my God. So now since then, I have seen other UFOs. I'm not saying they're aliens. I'm just saying that
they're unidentified flying objects.
Unidentified objects in the sky. But I distinctly remember that copper disc flying overhead, and it even made a sound. I remember the sound.
You had too much Kool-Aid.
No. I remember that someone in the party, some man, somebody's father, tried to tell me what to do. And I went up to my father and said, "That man's trying to tell me what to do, and I'm not going to do it because he's not my dad." And my dad was looking at this man like, "Oh shit, what do I say now?" You know. But I distinctly remember that also from the party. So anyway.
The unexplained.
Yeah, I like it because maybe it's good to have magic sometimes.
Well,
magic
funny you should say, my dad and I once belonged to the International Brotherhood of Magicians.
Oh, really?
That was a father and son hobby we had.
Oh, there's a side of you we don't know about.
Yeah. I was a boy magician.
And did you perform at parties or?
No, but my dad did. I'm not comfortable in the spotlight, as you know, but he craved the spotlight. So he would do church functions and social gatherings.
Mm-hmm. Was he good?
It was good. I mean, he spent a lot of money. He would it was a father-son project. We would go downtown to the one and only magic shop in town. And he bought magic tricks because he just thought they were very cool and fun, and I did too. And we even built with a neighbor. We even built a magic trick where the girl gets into the Chinese house and you stick all the swords in it, and then you open the doors. She's gone, but you see all the swords.
Right.
So we built that over a summer. We built that, and parts of it are laying up in the attic of this house, buried under insulation. But
are the swords still in it?
I don't even know. It's been. But my mother made a memory. You remember memory boxes from the late 60s?
Oh, yeah.
Those trays, those letter trays.
Mm-hmm.
You would buy little trinkets and things and have a glass over the top. Well, my mother made my dad's memory boxes in this restroom behind me, hanging on the wall. And she found a little rabbit in a magic hat, and she took his identification card, membership card of the International Brotherhood of Magicians.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was a boy magician.
Wow.
But I like all that hocus pocus, magic trick and the whole showbizy, mysterious stuff.
Because you can be someone other than who you really are.
Maybe. True. I don't know. I just like the theatrical aspects of the theater, and I'm a real big theater nut.
Yeah, you are.
If I had to do it over again, I'd go into theater.
I have to say, Steve and I went to Vegas last December, and we went and saw Chris Angel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he was phenomenal. I mean, he did stuff that I was like, oh my God, how did he do that?
Several years ago, I saw David Copperfield, and I was not impressed.
Yeah, he was kind of a dweeb, wasn't he?
Well, he was, but his shtick, his act, just it was dated. Chris Angel and that David Blaine have, the new
right
newcomers, and this the Asian kid that was on America's Got Talent.
Wasn't he good?
He's really good. I follow him on Instagram, and he's with the crazy hair. His hair looks like a tornado went through it. He's really good, like really good. He's sleight of hand. Does really sleight of hand, and that's an art into itself that not everyone can do. You can do it good or you can't. There's no in between.
I want to know, how does David Blaine do that thing where it looks like he's off the ground?
I have no idea.
Isn't that amazing?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's pretty incredible.
You see on the internet, you see chat rooms and people say, oh, it's this or that, or it's edited. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe. But he's good at how he presents his product and his branding and his marketing and all that. So I give him A+ on all that.
Well, it's all about that, isn't it?
That's right. Branding, marketing, labeling.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, I think so. If you decided to go into theater, would you be behind the scenes or
behind the scenes?
Oh, behind the scenes. Okay.
I would be behind. I'm not on the stage. I'm not that guy. I like to watch it, but I can't do it. That's not what I do.
So you would have been the set designer.
Yeah, set, lighting, directing, all that. I think I love that.
I majored in drama at junior college.
Yeah.
And I didn't. It wasn't the acting I liked. I liked building the sets and the lighting.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah.
That was a fun part. That's why I learned how to build. People are like, how do you know how to use a hammer? You build enough sets, you'll know.
Right.
Yeah, it's fun.
No, I'm envious of people who have the gift, who can sing and act and dance and who can do all that. I just
triple threats.
I'm impressed. I'm mesmerized. I'm like a big geek when I see people do that. I'm a big fan. I'm a fanboy of several people on the New York stage right now, but I would rather create the environment for them to do that than to be that person. So whenever it comes on PBS or on anything, I'm always like looking at the sets, and watching everything behind what's going on.
Well, I think now, I mean, have they opened theater in New York?
No.
Nowhere.
No, unfortunately, and these poor people, they're starving to death. They're losing their livelihood, basically. They can't afford to live in the city because there's no work.
Right.
I mean, they can't even get a job at McDonald's because McDonald's is not open.
Right.
So, a lot of them that I follow, some of them have moved home with mom. And they're living in small town USA, trying to put on a happy face, and they're miserable.
Yeah.
And I would think at some point they're going to end up at Home Depot or Lowe's because they have to, not because they want to.
Right.
Just to survive. And
Well,
they're losing their health insurance too.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
yeah, I mean, it's amazing. What's happening in Dallas? Are you guys opening up or?
No,
closed.
El Paso, watching El Paso, they're in dire straits. They're really bad right now.
Oh, that's too bad.
Bad. And I saw earlier today, Chicago is shutting down for 30 days.
Oh, yep. Well, San Francisco rescinded their, they were going to do indoor dining and they rescinded it.
I think that's good. We haven't eaten out since March. We haven't been in a restaurant since March, the middle of March.
Not even outside?
No.
Oh.
Outdoor dining in Dallas is not as plentiful as you would think it is. And because it's too hot, you know, we don't get that many nice days.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we've chosen it's Starbucks to go, and that's it. We've been eating at home every meal.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. So,
we've done dining outdoors, but that's been it. And we have reservations for Thanksgiving, and we're eating outdoors. And of course, the restaurant assured me they would have heaters because our weather's
right.
So, you know, hey.
Well, last night a woman was on the news. I can't remember if it was the local news. I think it was, or CNN. It was one of the two. Anyway, the 3 members of the family got it, and she says she can track it down to the restaurant where they went. And she said the tables were spread out, and she found out later that the woman she was sitting closest to had it.
Oh,
yeah,
so you know, it's the restaurant can only do so much. They can't control who comes in.
Right.
Like I've said before, if you're indoors, why are you even wearing a mask? You're going to take it off anyway, so you might as well just go in without it. So because of all that, that's so much mask on, mask off, and who's got it on, who doesn't. You're looking around and you're upset, and you're tense, and it's just the whole dining experience to me is just not worth it. So I'm willing to stay home and it's
Tough
fine.
it out.
It's fine.
Try some creative cooking.
That's right. Well, we've been doing that.
Yeah, my dad calls.
Go ahead.
Oh, my dad calls my new cooking that gourmet shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
He was like, I'm trying Brussels sprouts, you know, with cranberries and pecans, and I just trying different vegetables.
Oh yeah.
You know, and
we've been doing a lot of baking. Like bread.
I've been doing that too. Pound cakes. I made a peach prosecco cake. Oh,
I bet that was really good.
It was really good. It's a lot of work, but it was worth it. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Well, Texas has taken the honor of being the #1 in COVID cases today.
I know. Isn't that great?
Well, we're right behind you. We're #2 now.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah, California, we are going a close second.
It's just
situation. That's why Pfizer needs to hurry up and create this, you know, the vaccine.
Now there's 2 companies there's another company too that uses the same protocols as Pfizer, and their vaccine is about ready too. So we'll have 2.
Yeah, that's good.
2 companies.
They interviewed a guy yesterday who was in the 30,000 test group, and they said the good news is that you only get a mild fever and you feel like crap for about a day. So I'm thinking, how's the public going to react to that?
Well, I don't know about you.
And he got the placebo.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he didn't even know if he got the real deal.
But yet they said even those with the placebo may get the same side effects because the placebo has some of the vaccine traits, or I don't know, it was very odd. But they were trying to sell it on the news is you'll have a mild fever for like 24, 36 hours and you won't feel good. Well, who wants to
Some people get that right with the regular flu vaccine too.
Right. And I've never had that problem. I always get the flu vaccine. I've never felt bad.
I haven't either.
This time I did feel a little, my arm was sore, but it didn't knock me out or put me down.
Well, we're getting the double dose now.
Oh yeah, that's right. The senior.
Yeah, we got the double dose. So there you go.
Yeah. So now I have to get the pneumonia shot.
Well, I have to say, I will feel crappy for 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I would like to,
I suppose,
go to my store, not have to wear a mask, and I want to go to the movies, and I'd like to get on a plane and travel, and you know, I'd like to hug my daughter, which I haven't done since January or February. So,
grandchildren.
Yes, that I'd like to go back to. And we have, I don't know about you guys there in Dallas, but we have quite an anti-vaxxer movement here in California. And I think a lot of the folks around here believed that bogus British researcher or doctor who said that vaccines caused autism. So we have a lot of people, and they're intelligent people, but they are anti-vaccine. So
I haven't heard that much of it here. I don't want to be at the top of the front of the line. I prefer to be in the middle or near the back, but I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means. But I haven't heard too much of it here, believe it or not. They're probably out there. I just haven't heard too much. But now there's
that doctor's research has been debugged.
Yeah, but I don't know. And obviously, there's a big anti-vaxxer community in Palo Alto, which, I mean,
where did you hear that?
Well, Suzanne was saying something about it from people at the dog park, that somebody at the dog park was commenting on he had heard Palo Altans were anti-vaccine.
Suzanne left?
Yeah, she had to go to a canine companion Zoom meeting.
Yeah, canine companion. Thank you.
Yeah. Well,
no, I'll get it. I just don't want to be first to get it.
Oh.
But that's going to be, we're not going to.
You won't be, you're not in that category.
Yeah, we probably won't get it till what, April or May at the earliest anyway.
Right.
So
we'll be in line before the younger people. But I think the first ones who are going to get it are the first responders.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, as it should be.
As it should be, right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
You know, I was talking to my primary care physician, and she said, you know, should they be short doctors, she would probably be in the third call, you know, in terms of the priority where they go to doctors other than emergency room doctors. But she said that since February or March, she has been distancing even from her family. She lives in another part of the house. She eats separately. She communicates with them via messaging and the phone, just because she sees so many patients, even with masks and everything else. Yeah. So I think we don't know how many people are affected by this disease and how their lives have been affected.
Right. Right. And it's so new, even those who get it, the side effects are still unknown.
That's
a friend of mine got it a month ago, and he still has a residual cough, but everybody has different side effects.
Well, they say they don't know what the long term is.
That's right.
Even for people with very mild cases. But she hasn't had it, but she, for safety's sake, has distanced from her family.
Well, that makes sense because she's so exposed and you can be asymptomatic. So
that's right. So
there's a local doctor here in Dallas. He's living in a trailer in the backyard of his house.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he and his wife meet on the patio. He eats and sleeps in the trailer out back and goes to work at the hospital.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are really sacrificing their lives for
They
our
are.
lives.
They are. Well, I think it's going to be interesting, certainly. I wonder if Biden's going to maybe do a mask mandate. I mean, I kind of hope so.
Well,
I hope so too.
I think he could, but you know it's going to create problems. I don't know how far it would go.
I know. I agree totally. I look at people and it's hard not to say anything.
Right.
To people.
Of course, that's 2 months away. Who knows where the disease will be in 2 months, too.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Well, you would have thought over 200,000 dead people would be enough. So how many bodies do we need?
You know, it's a conspiracy.
Right, exactly.
We've heard that, Debbie.
Oh, you did.
Well, they're expecting 400,000 to die.
I saw that tonight.
Worldwide?
No, in the United States.
No, in the U.S.
In the U.S.
United States, yes.
Yeah, 439,000.
There are all the people who don't believe it. They think it's a hoax.
Yeah, I moved all my furniture out of the office. Actually, I had somebody come pick it up and haul it away. And the young man came in and he's at the door and he says, "Do you mind me not wearing a mask?" I said, "Yeah, I do. You need a mask." And he's in CNA at the hospital, our local hospital. And I asked him later, I said, "Well, how do you feel about that?" He's like, "Well, I'm young and I think it's it's a lot of politics." And I'm thinking to myself, you probably haven't been to that part of the hospital. It's like you can, because things are so, what's a word? I guess they're, what'd you say?
I said segregated, which is
segregated. Yes, I didn't want to use that word.
Well, pushed apart.
No, I know.
But as an employee of a company, he shouldn't even have said that to you.
Oh, I agree. So now I'm wondering what's going on over at North Bay. I'm just. But yeah, he said he has to wear. Of course, he has to wear the mask at the hospital, but. He was actually helping his brother who was, I closed my office and I had the furniture, come and get the furniture out. I'm just like, just come get it. Just get it the heck out of here. It's amazing how quickly they can destroy, let's see, four desks and a cabinet, no, actually 5 desks and a cabinet within an hour with a sledgehammer.
Wow.
Yeah, perfectly good pieces of furniture. I'm like, you're not going to try and resell that?
Well, yeah. I'm going to exit here at this low note.
Well, it was nice meeting. It was nice meeting you online.
You too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
And I watch your snarky comments online.
Oh, okay. Go by Linda's shop next week and see portfolios.
Yeah, they'll be in, and we have the canvases. Most of the canvases.
Say a week from tomorrow.
Yep.
A week from tomorrow.
All right, Raymond, I'm gonna undo you.
All right. Well, thank you.
Bye, Raymond.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. It was fun. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks.